And welcome back. Hope you all had time to do whatever it is you needed to do. So, right. I must admit, I was expecting way more questions about my Let's Play than my opinion on Fallout, but I suppose maybe a lot of the comments in the Fallout 4 Let's Play have been questions. The Witcher is a little different to Fallout 4. I was reading comments on the Witcher videos up until recently, and I still go back and read some of the old videos, well, like a week old. The reason I'm not watching, reading comments in the Witcher videos is partly to avoid minor spoilers, because there were people who liked to say, oh, go here, go there, do this, do that, and they were spoiling it. Some people don't think they're spoiling it, but they were, basically by telling me where I should go, where would be best to go, or, you know, where I couldn't go even though I wanted to, all these little things. Basically trying to take control of the Let's Play. I mean, it's like a committee of people trying to use the mouse. So I've tried to avoid that. But also I figured that now people have heard that I've checked some of the older videos, people will go and try and post Fallout 4 spoilers there as well, just for giggles, because, you know, people are like that. So I'll probably avoid that for a few more weeks again. But obviously I've got a far better idea of how that Let's Play is going and how people are taking it and the sort of questions that were going on. However, assuming that the comments haven't changed too much in the current videos, are there any new ones to go? Here we go. Comment from a video. Why does he play the game so slowly? But Witcher 3. I don't think I do play it slowly. Let me clarify this. I talk, which is obviously 1,000 times slower than reading. So if I was to go to the bestiary and read this, if I wanted to check what bears, you know, what all about bears, I could read this in a couple of seconds. Whereas when I do it in a Let's Play, I read it and it takes 30 seconds to a minute. Same with the quests. You know, when you go along and you look at your quest log and you read this, I would very quickly read this in a few seconds, whereas if I'm going to read it out, it takes a lot longer. Same is true of books, this type of thing. There is also the case that when you're having a conversation with somebody, you think of your response very, 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 very quickly. If somebody says something to you, you look at the 4 responses and think, okay, second one, and you pick it. Obviously, in a Let's Play, I'm trying to explain my thinking about each comment. So I read the comment, and then I explain my feelings. I read the next comment, explain my feelings, and then I pick one. Sometimes it takes me longer to actually then make a decision because I voiced it. One of the things I have found in Let's Plays is as soon as you voice your opinions, you start second guessing them, because all of a sudden you think, wait a minute, now that I've said that out loud, that sounds a bit vicious. But in general, it's just because you're explaining your thought process. But like most games, there is only a certain speed your character can go. I mean, Geralt can sprint, but he runs out of stamina. Now, if what you mean is, why don't you use your horse to get around faster, or why don't you use fast travel to get around faster, the answer to that is, I don't like using the fast travel, and I don't use the horse because the horse is slower than running. If you're not travelling a mid to long distance, the horse is slower. Gopher should consider making separate Gwent videos similar to his FO4 settlement building sessions for people who are not into Gwent. This was a non-episode. Too bad he doesn't give the same attention to Witcher 3 as he does to Fallout 4. Somebody said that in the... Is that from the...
That's the most recent, yeah.
On the videos?
Yes.
I'm not making...
That's...
I'm sorry, but that's an idiot... Could if that's on my videos, can you reply to that and say that's an idiotic comment? And that really is. Separate Gwent videos? Why don't I make separate combat videos for people who are not interested in combat? Gwent is a big part of Witcher 3. Same way as fist fighting was, dice was, and whatever else these little games they have. This is kind of a big part of the Witcher game. But Gwent is actually one of the best mini games I've ever played. It's actually a reasonably fun game in of itself, and to me, it's one of the more immersive of the games that I've ever had as well. And on occasion, like, yeah, the last episode did have 3 Gwent games, but that's like complaining that one episode had non-stop fighting all the way. If that's what the game throws at me that episode, that's what you get fighting. I do know some people don't like Gwent, so I actually put annotations to let them skip it. So you get like an hour and 10 minute episode, and yeah, 25 minutes of Gwent, yeah, you can skip it. That's really, really, really annoying, that comment. Because I do. I put the annotations in so people can.
I had to throw one of the annoying ones in there.
No, it's good.
It's been
it's good.
too nice.
And then you know, for the people who are not into Gwent, this was a non-episode. Then don't watch the episode, or consider it a short episode. All right, so you skipped 3 Gwent games. It's a part of the game, and no, I can't separate it. How am I going to separate it out? How do you separating the settlements? If I spend 2 hours doing settlement building, yeah, I can separate that out, because that's almost 2 full episodes worth. In the next Fallout 4 episode, there is a 25-minute settlement video that accompanies it, and that's because I did about an hour's worth of settlement building and managed to cut it down to 25 minutes, and it's a huge big chunk. I can't do that for the Gwent. What have I got to do? Like, just wait until I've got 6 or 7 Gwent games and put them all together? Constantly. It would take me ages. If I did that, I would have to cut down the number of videos I did to a maximum twice a week instead of 3 times a week. So you'd be getting less Witcher a week than you are right now, because I'd have to do a lot more editing. And worst thing is then I have to upload them separately, link them in, put links to it. You know, it's worth doing if it's a 1 hour, 2 hour process. If I ever got an episode that was 1 hour of Gwent, then yeah, maybe I'd even put a warning at the start. I start this Gwent game and it lasts an hour, you can skip this entire video. You just skip the entire video. But it's not. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's not the same with settlements. I took the settlement stuff out, and I haven't taken all the settlement stuff out of Fallout 4 anyway. Occasionally I'll go in and I'll build something for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's just if I've spent 2 or 3 hours, I'm not having 2 or 3 hours of settlement building, because I do accept some people are not going to like it. And so I cut those out. And then that other thing, too bad he doesn't give the same attention to Witcher 3 as he does to Fallout 4. That is annoying. I actually think I give Witcher 3 far more attention than Fallout 4, actually. Fallout 4, the Let's Play, I am not giving it the attention as a Let's Play that it probably deserves. I'm sorry, but I'm going to hold my hands up and say Frank's story is the most stupid story going. You know, all of my previous Let's Plays, Richard, Steve, Will, Jack, they all made sense when you consider their characters. The Frank Let's Play doesn't. It's completely irrational. It's not an immersive Let's Play. I'm not even trying to make it an immersive Let's Play. This is my playthrough to learn the game, because for me, Fallout 4 is going to be a game I enjoy far more once all the really good mods come out and I can really experience the game I want to experience. Witcher 3 is a game I'm loving exactly as it is. With a couple of mods, I've installed a few mods to make life a little easier. I am playing Witcher 3 only when I'm wide awake, when I've got loads of energy, and I'm giving it my full, absolute, undying attention, and I am trying to stay in character and experience every aspect of the story, visit every area. I'm trying to do everything. I mean, it's like I'm not giving Witcher 3 the same attention, is the accusation from the same person who thinks I should skip Gwent. Gwent is part of the Witcher 3 experience. Don't say I'm not giving it the attention because I'm giving certain parts that you don't like too much attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Witcher 3, I am treating Witcher 3 with as much respect, if not more respect, than I've treated any of my Let's Plays, with maybe the exception of Richard towards the end, because the Richard Let's Play became very, very precious to me. The Jack one is now as well. The Jack Let's Play is now very precious, which is one of the reasons it's on a break. It's one of the reasons it's on a break, because I did not want to continue Jack on, knowing that I'd be rushing it, wanting to play Fallout 4. From a Let's Play perspective, right now, I'd rather be making a Let's Play of Jack, actually, than Fallout 4, because when I make the Let's Play for Jack, it's about Jack. I'm making that story. That's about the Let's Play. I'm playing Fallout 4 at the moment, and I am posting my blind Let's Play because a lot of people wanted me to. But I am not giving it I'm not doing it justice as a Let's Play. I know that, and you know, I'm surprised there's that many people watching it. I'm dead surprised there's that many people watching it. The Witcher 3 one, on the other hand, is getting my full attention. Here's the thing, if it's because I only do 3 a week, I'm sorry, but that's actually a lot. There are very few of my Let's Plays I've ever done more than 3 a week for more than a very short period. Maybe if it's a short horror game, and then I generally am uploading 25-minute episodes. But those for short periods. Uploading the level I'm uploading in Fallout 4 is only happening because I'm playing the game a lot. I'm playing it in my free time as well. I'm playing it a lot because I have to some degree. I mean, I want to, but I also have to. I'm into modding. I'm part of the modding community, and you know, if I hadn't been making a blind Let's Play of it, I probably would have finished it by now. Playing it all by myself silently, and I would still say I was giving Witcher 3 more attention, at least from a Let's Play point of view. Oh, I didn't like that question. Okay. What does Gopher think of the Witcher 3 quest list that you can only have one active quest? Yeah, that's one of the things that's slightly annoying, actually, only one active quest. However, if you use a mod, there is a mod that actually shows up all of the quests that you have on your map, which I use. So you can actually look at your map and say, oh, I've got a quest there, and you can change your active quest this way. See, there's my active quest over here, but these are all markers to quests I have. This is not the same as the undiscovered quests. There's an option in the menu to turn on and off undiscovered points of interest. This is not that. These are quests I already have in my journal, and I have a mod that shows them up on the map, so I can look at them and go, okay, let's do that one then. And I can change it. So in actual fact, although I don't like the default way of doing things where you only have one active quest, if you use that mod, believe it or not, it pretty much removes any and all problems. What is my opinion on CD Projekt Red's decision not to release a level editor like they hinted at earlier? Disappointed. I got to admit, I am disappointed. I was hoping they'd have a level editor because, really, I mean, the modding tools they released were good enough to make quite a few cool things. And in fact, the script editor is actually pretty good. You know, it's actually kind of good that we can edit the scripts. And there is quite a bit of potential there to make a lot of game-changing stuff. However, if you can't make new areas, new dungeons, new NPCs, and things like that, then you've limited your options. Even though most mods in Skyrim, for example, are not quest mods, I think it's the idea that you could just add things to the world that kind of attracts people into modding, and then they start poking all the other things. To make The Witcher as mod friendly and to attract the modding community the way, say, Skyrim did, you have to have a more open world. And whilst they've made a great open world, and I'm just so impressed with it, the game itself is not as open as, say, Skyrim. It's just there is a sort of almost uncontrollable pull to follow this sort of story and go from one area to the next. My Witcher playthrough is probably very different to everyone else's, but at the same time, comparable. There are certain things we will have all done, there will be certain things we've all visited, whereas if you look at my Skyrim Let's Play, well, Not one of my Skyrim Let's Plays was the same as another. They've all been radically different. I was hoping with a world editor, Witcher might be able to have that option where people might even be able to create their own worlds, maybe create new character systems, new main protagonist. To turn The Witcher 3 into the same kind of open sandbox game that, say, Skyrim was. Because whilst the Witcher world is open, the system isn't. So, but without a kind of official tool like the world editor, the GEC, this kind of thing that allows you to form quests and to change a lot more of the core mechanics, I don't think it will attract the type of community that will then spend 6 months creating a play your own character mod. Because play your own character mod would be awesome in the Witcher world, but of course you'd have to disable many of the existing quests because it wouldn't make any sense as you weren't Geralt. The thing is I wonder how possible it is to even do that, because The Witcher is such a story-driven game. It's such... oh, look at that. It is such a cinematic and story-driven game.
Looks like rain.
That it's very possible they decided it was just too difficult to do. It's one of the things that's going to come up in my Fallout thoughts. It's one of the strengths of The Witcher, maybe one of its weaknesses, and vice versa for Fallout 4. As open a world as they've managed to make, The Witcher 3 lends itself to a very tight and cinematic story. So, yeah. Disappointed, I suppose, but mostly I was disappointed because it meant the modding wouldn't take off to the same degree that Fallout was going to. And at the time, we still hadn't really known whether Fallout was coming out. So my disappointment that Witcher didn't replace Skyrim as the next modding venture was tempered by the fact that Fallout 4 is that venture. So I'll forgive them. That and the fact that The Witcher 3 is, quite frankly, one of the most superb games I've ever played in my life. So it's kind of easy to forgive them. Will I do more Witcher mod reviews? I don't know. I don't. That's the problem is because there were quite a few mods that were cool. The modding community just never really exploded. The Witcher 3 modding community is kind of where the Fallout 4 modding community is right now. It's maybe a little ahead, but in some ways a little behind. And Fallout 4 hasn't even got its modding tools yet. Here's the thing, if the Fallout modding community stayed as it is right now, I would probably grow bored within 3 or 4 months. But you know full well that more is coming out. We've all seen what happened to Skyrim. We all know what's going to happen in Fallout. We're going to be getting total overhauls. We're going to be having so many new things. And then we're going to almost certainly have someone bring out a Falskar kind of mod. We're going to have loads of new content. It's just, we know it's coming. And I think it's going to come even more than Skyrim. Because each game they release, the modding community just outdoes itself each time. We know it's coming. And that's going to sustain Fallout 4 modding for years and years and years. Without the ability to create those new worlds and those new content, I think the Witcher 3 modding community will always be good, but it's in some way a little... It will always be smaller than the Bethesda one. Do I enjoy Geralt's more defined character as than a much more self-created character? I think it's a wrong question, or at least it is for someone like me. I like them both. I have thoroughly enjoyed playing Geralt of Rivia. From Witcher 1 all the way to Witcher 3, I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. Same way as I thoroughly enjoyed playing Commander Shepard in Mass Effect. But I absolutely adored playing Steve, Richard, Will, and Jack. I really did. The thing is they're different. They're different. They are so such different games. And one of the reasons I forgive CD Projekt Red. One of the reasons I don't judge CD Projekt Red too harshly for not releasing a world editor and really releasing stronger modding tools is I don't think that was the selling point of their game. Their game is... Their thing, CD Projekt Red's thing, has always been epic storytelling. Even Witcher 1, which was a fundamentally flawed game, had this awesome story. It had this great story. It was kind of badly told, but it was an awesome story. And that's what they've just kept that. So far in Witcher 3, I'm loving the story. I love the side stories. They've almost outdone themselves in every possible way. The fact that they've added an open world and created a beautiful game with an interesting combat system and everything's so polished it's unreal, it's just icing on the cake. They have still done the one thing they're absolutely brilliant at, and that is make me love this story. They've made me love Geralt of Rivia, they've made me love the other characters. I love this world. It's so dark, it's so bleak, I love it. I think they have done a superb job doing what they do well. And you know, I think it's just such a different thing to Fallout. So my answer is, I prefer neither. I like both. And I think what is important in games like this is that the game developer focuses on what they are good at. It's great to polish everything else as well. You know, in The Witcher 3, let's face it, they polished the world, they polished the combat, they polished the character system, they fixed a lot of the glaring problems they had in previous games, but they didn't lose what they did right in the first one. The storytelling. They kept that. So to be disappointed that they didn't turn the game into the ultra moddable game that, say, Bethesda games is, would be wrong. Bethesda make open worlds that are not just open worlds though, they're open systems. You can play anything. You can play anyone and you can enter their world and do anything and go anywhere. And that's what they do. It's what they've always done well, and that's what they should stick with. CD Projekt Red, they made The Witcher. They made a story about a Witcher. They put him in this world filled with lore and they told an epic story. It's what they do well. They do... Even the dialogue in the first one, which was flawed in many, many ways, the important dialogue wasn't. Everything just... That story they told, they did it well, and they've just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So, there you go. Let's have a look. Best moment from Witcher 1 to this far in 3. Ooh, it's a toss-up. It's a real toss-up between... Spoiler alert, turn off for a minute if you've not been watching my Let's Plays. It's a real toss-up between the Baron... The ending of the Baron's quest in this game and the very end of the first game. The scene where Geralt loses his steel sword and switches to the silver sword was brilliant. That scene where he switched to the silver sword and the words spoken by Jack Daldesberg, brilliant. Then added to that the realization of who Jack Daldesberg was, you know, which I actually only realized a few minutes later when talking to Dandelion, I think it was, or when I was looking at my inventory, I can't remember. But I don't want to spoil it too much in case if you've not seen my Witcher 1 Let's Play and you're thinking of doing it. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a very flawed game, but oh my god, that ending. Just yeah. So, well, I've not, you know, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it's an epic moment. It really is. Since there was talk about Gwent, could you ask Gopher to check the Gwent difficulty setting in the gameplay? There's a Gwent difficulty setting, is there? Okay. Okay. No, you just said to check Gwent difficulty setting. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, Gwent difficulty level. Easy, normal, hard. I never noticed that. I never actually noticed that. I never noticed it. I don't know whether I want to change that. I'm enjoying the Gwent game. But I'm not very good at it. I don't know whether I want... I don't know what the difficulty does. I've been playing on normal this far then. I didn't actually realise that. Okay. Is Witcher 3 music merely outstanding or the best thing ever? It's very good. It is very good. Will I be playing Hearts of Stone? The new game? Yeah, I'll be doing all the DLC. God, yeah. Hardest decision in The Witcher 3 yet? Oh, well, no spoilers, but that was the decision of whether or not to free the spirit in the tree. Hands down. That was one of my biggest gripes so far, is I didn't feel like they gave me enough information, or the right information, or there was no right answer. I feel there was no right answer, actually. So, yeah, I don't feel like there was actually a very good answer there, but that's an ongoing theme in the Witcher games. There is no good answer. There is no right answer. There never will be. And if you think there's a right answer, the game is actually about you. I think this is one of the things that I remember people making comments like this in the Witcher 2 playthrough, saying, no, the Scoia'tael are righteous and they are the truly good choice. And I couldn't help but smile, because in actual fact, the theme in all the Witcher games is that it is people like that are the greatest evil. Thought it was kind of amusing, because in The Witcher there is this constant battle between ideologically motivated people. People who cannot find common ground with other people because of some ancient animosity, some absolute conviction that they are right. The Scoia'tael believe they are right in what they are doing, and that the ends justify the means because of past crimes. And the humans who oppose them think the same thing. And everyone else who's in the middle, who thinks, look, both sides have done crappy things, can we not just all get along, get over it, get past it? All those voices of reason are lost because of these ideologues on both sides who keep perpetuating the war. And I think this is one of the massive messages throughout the entire series. And whenever I see people arguing that one side is quite obviously right and the other is quite obviously wrong, it makes me laugh, because in fact the theme of the game is about people like them. So there. Do I ever feel lost in Witcher 3? No, not really, actually. Do I feel the world is too big? No, compared to Fallout 4. The thing is the Witcher 3 world may well be bigger than the Fallout 4 world, but for some reason the Witcher 3 world feels... The world of The Witcher feels like something I travel within to experience the story. Fallout 4, I find the world almost dominating. Fallout 4 is like... The story is just a reason to be in the world. It's the opposite of The Witcher. It's like Bethesda went, right, we got this great world here with so many things to explore. We need a reason to get the player in it. Oh, okay, let's have a story then. All right, here's a story. It's the opposite with The Witcher. The world is vast, it's massive, but it's there to house a story. And so I never find the world overpowering, overwhelming, whereas in Fallout 4, I can't go 10 steps without seeing something else I want to go and check out. It's like, right, I'm going to go off to Diamond City to see my son. Now, what the hell is that over there? And off I go. I can't help it. And I'll be halfway to that thing that just got my attention, and I'll see something else. Someone sent me a GIF. Someone sent me a GIF of this. It's like this. It's got the first frame's got a guy, and it's like, how I intend to play Fallout 4. And he's pointing to a map and saying, I will go there and do this. And then The next frame is how I actually play Fallout 4, and it's got a cat chasing a laser pointer through 15,000 different spots. And it's so true, I can't help it. In The Witcher, you can do lots of quests at once, but you can do it in a kind of logical, flowing manner throughout the whole world. And you focus on the quests. I open up the map and I go, okay, I'm going to travel here, and on the way I will do this and I will do this. And generally, although I may get distracted by another quest, I kind of manage it. There have been some... The last few episodes have been a little distracted, but actually when you look at it, not very. I essentially started here and did a sweep around the south and came all the way around and came all the way up and then went... and. Although at one point I then decided to go to Kaer Morhen and came back down, tried it, and then went back up, there's a kind of a pattern. And although I minor deviate, there has been a sort of an inexorable push towards my goal. Fallout 3 doesn't have that. Fallout 3 is like, right, I'm going to go back to I'm going to go back and visit Paladin Dance now. And, you know, 8 episodes later, I'm still bouncing backwards and forwards. I'm not going in a slow, wide arc towards my goal. I'm going in the opposite direction. Again, it's like, I can't even explain it. The world just drags you left, right and centre. I mean, it's part of its charm, it's part of its brilliance, and it's what Bethesda do well. They make you just want to run around like a kid in a fun fair. Okay. And he finished that off by saying, and so you're no longer motivated to play Geralt for the rest of the week. No. Again, I find Geralt a very easy character to play. It's not an easy... The choices he makes are not easy choices. But I find it very easy to play as a Witcher who is torn by the choices he has to make, or keeps getting forced to make. I find it very easy to just drop into that and play, and feel conflicted by these agonizing choices. I find no problem. Whereas I find it a lot harder to do that with Frank in Fallout 4. God, you know, Fallout 4 is I just, all I can do is think about the world and the places and the things I haven't discovered. This is literally kidding in a bare ground. After you finish Witcher 3, will you make a vid talking about the Witcher series in general? Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Well, I will do a Witcher 3 final thoughts. Of course I will. Yes, of course I will. What do you think about the School of Roach mod? I have not tried it. No, I haven't. If you haven't already, do you plan on reading the Witcher books? Yes, I do, actually. Yes, I'm going to actually... I'm reading some other books at the moment, but I'm reading pretty slowly because I don't have a lot of time. Christmas is not an easy time for somebody with kids. Especially for me, one of my kids has actually got a birthday coming up as well. And of course Fallout 4 just got released, so, you know, spare time is not something I get a huge amount of. But yes, no, I will. How does a story-driven game like The Witcher differ from the Let's Play perspective from the open world like Fallout and Skyrim? How does it differ? Well, it's easier to... You don't have to think about the story so much. When I play The Witcher, I'm following a story. I don't really have to... I don't have to push the narrative as much. The narrative drags you along with it. Whereas in something less story-driven, for example, Fallout 4, as I keep saying, it's not the story that's dragging me around, it's the bloody world they've built. It's, you know, the world, the places, this instinct to explore everything is what drives me there. In this, it's the story, or the stories, because The Witcher 3 has so many little sub-stories, and each one, even the really simple ones, you do a Witcher contract to kill a Noonwraith. And there are these just little hints, that little personal touches that make you feel so much more connected, so much more unwilling to not do the task for the people. So it, in many ways, is easier to do a let's play of this type of game. But at the same time, it also makes it less personal. I mean, let's face it, the Jack let's play is... It's not about Fallout New Vegas anymore, it's about Jack. It's so very, very different. Same with the Richard story, the story of a librarian, for God's sake. I think that those are more my stories. So... Please ask him if he thinks the wind and all the movement of the land and hair is a bit too much. Yes, I do. I have noticed that the trees here close to Novigrad don't seem to wobble as much as those in Velen. Oh, he says now they start. Oh, whoa. Yeah, they do. I kind of liked the weather effects when I first saw them. But they do look like there's a hurricane going on very often. So I think they've made their tree material a bit spongy. The hair doesn't bother me though, so much. No, I'm not bothered too much about the hair. But the trees, yeah. But we're talking minor gripes now. Now everyone's going to be staring at that tree behind my head just because you mentioned it. So we'll look that way. How long will you tease the viewers with Novigrad? Forever. Why do Gopher players go for not as Geralt? I don't know what that means. Korako, do you know what that means?
No, sorry, I don't either. I was hoping maybe you could interpret it.
I don't know what that question means. Narkisofin. I really don't. Why do Gopher players go for not as Geralt? I play as Geralt as I see him. If you mean why don't I play the Geralt from the books? Well, A, I've not read the books, and B, there would be no point in doing that anyway, because then I could just throw a book at you and say, read it. Yeah, I noticed several comments in some of my earlier ones going, oh my god, Geralt would never have done that. To which my answer would be, so why did CD Projekt Red put that dialogue option in then? If Geralt would never have said that, why did they put that dialogue option in? Because quite obviously the Geralt that I play is possibly a little different to the Geralt from the books. I mean, A, I haven't read the books, but B, if you insist the only way to play Geralt is to say exactly what he would have said in every case, then why have dialogue options? Why have choices in you know? I mean, would Geralt have sided with the Scoia'tael, or would he have sided with Roach? I'm sure there's an answer to that if you've read the books. But who did I side with? Well, that's up to me, and that's the Geralt I have made. Is the Geralt I have made different to the one in the books? Yeah, obviously. If that's what you mean by that. So... a little bit of an odd question. But no, I don't play as... I mean, it depends what you mean by do I play as Gopher. I mean... I play the way I think I would react as a Witcher, following this Witcher code. That obviously I don't know as well as people who've read the books. But what I've seen of the Witcher code, and what I felt from playing the character is this sort of desire not to get involved in politics, albeit a constant desire to get involved with sorceresses who are always involved in politics, but and a sort of a feeling where I am a sword for hire. I'm a monster slayer for hire, but at the same time, I play Geralt as if he's got some kind of conscience, as if he does feel, whilst humanity often treats Geralt as not human, he doesn't return the favour. He treats humanity with some respect. Is that the Geralt from the book? I don't know. That's the Geralt I'm playing, based upon what I've picked up from the games. And it is a game. It is a role-playing game, and we get to chart our own course. So... do I feel like I relate to Geralt by now? I felt that pretty much from the start. There are many depressing and sad moments in The Witcher, but do you have a favourite happy moment? Favourite happy moment? Probably, but I have to tell you that it's the sad moments that always come to the fore, isn't it? It's always these moments where you just think, geez. Favourite happy moment? I don't know. I can't think of many happy moments in this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game is enjoyable to play. It's enjoyable as hell, but it's a dark game. It's not, you know. And that seems to be the end of the questions.
Oh, there's a couple more. Hold on. There's on topic, but related to other things as well. So I'm saving them for last.
Did I see the voiced Geralt follower for Skyrim? No, I didn't. Who did the voice? It wasn't. They didn't manage to get the voice actor, did they? That would be cool. No, I've not seen a voiced Geralt follower for Skyrim. Well, that's a lie, actually. I think I saw a mod appear that was like Geralt the follower. I didn't realise it was voiced. So, what do you think Bethesda could learn from CD Projekt Red and vice versa? Nothing. Nothing. Really, really, really nothing. And this is one of the things that I want Bethesda to learn from Fallout 4. To stop trying to learn from other game companies who produce games that are not like their game. CD Projekt Red don't need to learn anything from Bethesda. They're doing great at what they do. They do it well, and what they make is what they make. It's I'm not gonna say it's perfect the way it is, but it's pretty damn close. It's. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's won Game of the Year now, hasn't it, or something?
Yes.
I mean, and well deserved, absolutely hands down. And you know, this is coming from someone who is a Fallout fan and a Bethesda fan, and I am. And I'll tell you now, I'll be playing Fallout 4 years after I stop playing Witcher 3. Because Witcher 3, I'm probably going to do one playthrough. Because for me, Witcher 3 is the story. And I am going to be really happy when I get to the end and thinking back on the story that I have played. And I'm going to love that. And I'm not going to feel the need, really. I mean, I did say I might go back and replay the second game to get the alternative playthrough. But I'm almost tempted to not do that now, precisely because they've got this massive connection with this playthrough. If I could play through the games with a completely different character, I might, but I almost don't want another Geralt in my head. Fallout 4, I'll be playing for years. I will be playing that for years. I'll be playing Fallout 4 probably until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, assuming Elder Scrolls 6 comes out sooner than Fallout 4 did after Skyrim. I'm assuming they're not going to wait 4 more years. Well, no, they might. But I will be playing Fallout 4 for a long time. And one day it will probably be my favourite game at that moment. But right now, if I had to judge either game, Witcher 3 just it knocked it out of the park this year. It's a staggeringly good game, and they don't need to learn anything from Bethesda. Because here's the thing, again. Yes, did I hope they were going to release better modding tools? The answer is yes. Do I understand why they might not have felt they wanted to? Also yes. Do I want them to make compromises to their story-driven game like The Witcher just to get the same modding potential of Bethesda? Hell no. And here's the thing, whenever you do anything like this, you compromise something. Whenever you change something style. Let's just say they said, well, I'll tell you what, let's have the next Witcher game with no voiced protagonist. No, thank you. I mean, you think of all the people who didn't like the voiced protagonist for Fallout 4. Now try imagining if they announced Witcher 4 and said, but Geralt won't have a voice. People are like bonkers, and rightfully so. There's this... Different is different. It's not necessarily better. So CD Projekt Red, stick with what you're doing. Bethesda, my advice would be, for God's sake, go back to what you were doing better and stop trying to mimic other games. But that will be for my Fallout 4 thoughts videos, of which there will be a number. Better character development, Geralt or Shepard from Mass Effect? Which Mass Effect? 1 or 2 and 3? Because they're different. To be honest with you, I prefer the character development in The Witcher at the moment because I really like it. I like the Witcher. I like the Witcher character development. To be honest, I think it's pretty good. But it's not. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to change my mind now. What I liked in Mass Effect was how different the classes were. The Mass Effect 2 and 3. I loved how all 6 classes were radically different in playstyle, which is why I did 7 playthroughs of those games. Thank you for the resub, Trendane. I really, you know, enjoyed each and every one of my playthroughs. I did 7 playthroughs of each Mass Effect 2 and 3, and the classes, the radically different classes, was what made it. But honestly, when I think back to each class, there was really only one obvious build for me each and every class. Well, no, there was a few. I played around with a few, but... Oh, I think somebody just tipped me, but I've turned the tip alerter off so that we don't get spoilers. So thank you for the tip, and I'm sorry. It's... Yeah. So, yeah, probably Witcher 3 is a better character development in the end, I guess. Okay, let's have a look. Triss or Yennefer? Well, I haven't made a decision yet, and I'm not going to spoil as to what it will be. But at the moment, I keep feeling like I should swear off sorceresses forever. General opinion on Witcher UI versus Fallout Pip-Boy UI. The Witcher UI is, I think, better once you've installed Friendlyhood. Because it's got a... I mean, in its base state... They're different. They're just different. Both have got flaws. I don't like permanent minimaps, but I love Friendlyhood, being able to hide the minimap like that. I love being able to add things like this and just keep having them pop up. And when I need them, if I want to see the character thing, that's great. The Fallout 4 heads-up display in UI is... The Pip-Boy's good. I like the Pip-Boy. I do. But, yeah, for the heads-up display, it's a little... But then, you're asking the wrong person. I don't like heads-up displays. What do I think of the Ciri character for so far? Pretty good. Quotico, the Geralt follower uses Geralt voice files. CD Projekt Red gave permission to use them. Really? Okay. Alright. If I ever go back to Skyrim, have I got to take the Geralt? That would just be weird. How the hell would I get the Geralt into a... But that's such a great idea, though. What do I think of the combat in Witcher 3? I think it's really good. I really like Witcher 3 combat, and I love the fact that it doesn't matter how far you get in the game. Thank you for the resub, Mr. Nibbles and Giselle F. No matter how good you get at it, and how far you get in the game, it seems complacency will get you killed. At least if you play on Death March difficulty. Complacency will get you killed every time. If you concentrate, if you prepare, you can fight things far above your level. If you don't prepare or take things for granted, you could be fighting 3 neckers half your level and they will kill you dead. I love that. So... I just read a message from Crimson Hydra. Thank you very much for those kind words, my friend. Am I going to keep Hairworks off? Kind of, yes. Right, Hairworks. I haven't figured out what it is that's causing the slowdown. It's not actually the Hairworks, I don't think. But what happens is, when I get these slowdowns, changing the Hairworks, or in fact changing any setting, seems to trigger a refresh or something, and suddenly I get a better performance. So the beard's better, is it, with Hairworks? You might be right. It's kind of annoying that my system can't handle Hairworks. But it does seem that Hairworks does not like SLI. It really does not like SLI at all. Oh, the Hairworks beard's got more grey in it, hasn't it? Okay, anyway. Yeah. The monsters look much better with Hairworks. This is definitely true. But it does cause a performance problem. And the problem isn't just the fact that I can immediately see a performance drop. Welcome, YP-san. It isn't just the fact that I get a performance drop and I don't like the low frame rates. It's the fact that I know there are hairy creatures nearby. I don't even need Witcher senses. I can walk into an area and go, okay, looks like we've got wolves somewhere. Somewhere out there is a bunch of hairy creatures. Because I can see it's like that. And they look amazing, but I'd rather have smooth gameplay. Don't use... Yeah. Because it looks 100 times better? No. I wouldn't say it looks 100 times better. Okay, have we got anything else?
I don't think so at this point. I think we've sort of drawn to a close.
Okay. Well, there you go then. I think. I mean, the thing is with the Witcher, is obviously it's only been a little while since I've not been answering comments there, and it's not been as many videos. I am afraid I'm going to continue avoiding comments on the later Witcher videos to avoid spoilers, although I have to say the Witcher comments have generally been very good, very supportive. In the early stages there were the odd people who were screaming bloody murder at me, how I was really going to ruin the game by turning the heads up display off and by turning off the... One of the things I was told was I was like slapping CD Projekt Red in the face because I turned off the undiscovered points of interest, and I had a few comments like that in the early stages. Those stopped. Either those people disappeared or they realised how wrong they were. I've probably missed quite a lot on the map. I probably have, turning off the undiscovered points of interest, but I have really enjoyed exploring the map, and I think a lot of people have understood that. I have seen very little negativity on the Witcher playthrough, so that is good. And I will try to read comments on older videos and make sure I keep in touch with the people on the Witcher Let's Play. The Fallout 4 Let's Play, I'm afraid I'm still just going to avoid comments on every single video because I'm guessing there are spoilers on a lot of them, especially the early ones. Probably people have made major quest spoilers. And I have been told by a couple of people actually that the comment section on my Fallout 4 videos are quite toxic. And I had enough of that with the Stalker Let's Play, so... It's unfortunate, but you tend to get very affected by the sheer volume of negativity, and it can get you down. You know, the 1000th time someone tells you you're an idiot or a retard, it just gets a little annoying. So I'm not getting any of that on... Well, I don't get them on my Jack Let's Plays. I don't get any on... It's just been, you know, it was just the Stalker Let's Play, to be honest, that I was getting that. But I've been told that it's pretty bad over on Fallout 4. So I think that's probably because it's a popular game and it's just attracting some people, but...
And would you be able to tell people where this is going to be uploaded?
Oh, I haven't decided. It's a bit long to put on my main channel, isn't it, do you think? I'm going to cut it into halves anyway, so I'll have the Witcher part and then the Fallout 4 part, but of course they were kind of intermingled. A lot of comparisons. Probably on the Gophers Vids Live. I know more people will watch it on the main channel, but I do feel like the main channel's getting hit very, very hard with number of videos at the moment. And I don't want to swamp it with videos. I don't want to just make people's sub boxes explode. Whereas I tend to feel the people who are subscribed to the Gophers Live Vids channel don't mind the spam. So probably there. I don't know. I haven't decided. Because I do realise this is the sort of video that kind of belongs on the main channel. But it's also very long and rambly, and it's 3-hour long now. So it goes against my policy. My policy is the main channel is for polished, edited videos. The Gophers Vids Live, even though it's called live, is more. It's more about whether or not it's just, you know, a massive.
Someone suggested to link it to your main channel with a small video.
That's possibly the way to do it. Yeah, or mention it at the end of a Minions Monthly or something. But yeah, maybe it's best to actually. Yeah, I'll probably do that then. I'll put a very short video saying it's over there if you want to go see the whole thing, and people can. So, I feel it's really, really weird. I want to check the chat.
Good. People have been very good. Can I hijack your stream just very briefly and say thank you all very much in chat, because it was very sweet when you all thanked me at the end. I think that was lovely.
This is nice.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not going to read the chat, because you know what? The second I do, someone will want to push the spoiler, and it'll spoil it for everyone else. In fact, the very idea of even opening the chat probably increases the chances of everyone else getting spoilers. So let's not even go there. I have to keep my desktop has chat up on by the side of it as well. I just try and ignore that. The not desk. Yeah, the what's it called? Dashboard. The stream dashboard. So, okay, this is really weird. Anyway, then I'm going to leave it there then. Unless you've got anything else to add, Quadago?
No.
Nope.
Everyone's thanking me again. But yes, no, we're all done.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us for this Q&A ramble about the Let's Plays, and really not about the Let's Plays mostly, was it? It was... I was expecting way more questions. I was expecting questions along the lines of, you know, doesn't Gopher know to put the bowler hat on Codsworth?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was there. I filtered that out.
Well, no, we did that we did on the previous stream and the modding stream. So
that's what I mean. It's already
yeah.
been mentioned. So
Yes, go. Gopher does in fact actually know about the bowler hat on Codsworth. He was told, and yeah, it's a kind of spoilerish, but it's such a small and minor one. I kind of let that one go. So yeah, but I was expecting more of that type of thing. So there wasn't. Okay, brilliant.
I was expecting more too. I think it's audience type.
Yeah, it's very probably the people who come for the live stream are possibly different to the people who comment on the videos, maybe. Okay, well, fair enough then.